Marvel's Agent Carter is a brand new TV series that premiered tonight. It was a 2-hour premiere, even though it was technically 2 episodes back to back. First episode was the pilot, and the second episode was titled Bridge and Tunnel. And the plot of not only these 2 episodes, but the overall plot of the season, I guess, is we see that Howard Stark was framed. Somebody stole a bunch of his weapons and then went out and sold them to enemies of America to make it look like Howard Stark did this. So Peggy Carter goes undercover to try to find out not only who did this, but when she finds out why and what's overall going on, she realizes this is much bigger than she initially thought. Now, what I thought of these 2 episodes were, I loved it. I really, really enjoyed these episodes. In fact, I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say I like it more than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, it's hard to say because it's only 2 episodes, and I'm comparing it to Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. that's been around for now 2 seasons. But still, I feel like Agent Carter started with a bang, and it had a lot going on for it. In fact, when I was taking notes on this show, I initially wanted to split it up into 2 categories. The positives about the show and the negatives. But after watching it, I didn't have anything in the negatives. So let's talk about the positive, the things that I like. First of all, I liked the scenes, the clips that they showed of the first Avenger, the Captain America movie, showing not only Steve Rogers dying, but just how important Steve Rogers was for Peggy and how she is still dealing with his death. I mean, she's not, I wouldn't say she's a wreck, but she definitely hasn't moved on. She hasn't dated anyone. And I like that. I like that that was put out in these episodes. And I also like the fact that this is a period piece. This takes place in 1946. I mean, I already knew that this was going to be the case. But if you think about it, this is kind of a risk for Marvel to put what looks to be a lot of money into this series. And to have it take place only in the 40s, I think is inspired. I think they obviously have a decent budget because it looked great. It made it feel like it was in that time period. Really makes it feel like it's right after the first Avenger. This huge sort of gap of you can do anything since there's nothing in between those movies. I think this is a very awesome idea. And I also, probably the best thing about the show is Haley Atwell as Peggy Carter. She's great. She's a great actress, and her character is written so well. She's smart, she's beautiful, she's capable. I love seeing her go undercover, like in the first episode where she has the blonde wig, and she looks hot, by the way, doing so. And then the second episode, you see her dressing up like this inspection person who's checking in on the milk crates, but she's really investigating each truck. And she played it up as more comedy, and that was really funny. So she's very versatile, and she kicks ass. And also the action in these episodes. I mean, the moments when she's fighting guys and she's taking care of herself, that's really refreshing. Technically, this is the first Marvel female-led anything. It's not a movie, so Captain Marvel will be the first female lead movie, technically. But still, this is the first female lead for Marvel to pull off and try. And so I give it points for that. Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark. I love that they got this actor to come back since he played the character in the first Avenger because he was great. And I really liked him. He wasn't in it a whole lot, but I like the fact that it makes sense why he's not there that much. He's being framed for this, so he wants to stay out of Dodge, and he's asking for a favor. And Peggy Carter is willing to do so. We also have James Darcy as Jarvis, Howard Stark's butler. And I love the fact that we have this character on the show. Jarvis, who obviously that's who Tony Stark's robot voice, that computer that Stark talks to all the time, that computer's named Jarvis. So obviously that's who this character is based off. So that alone is awesome. And I like the fact that Peggy has somebody who's there for her, who's sort of the conduit between her and Stark. And the fact that she could use his help. She needs him as much as she doesn't want to admit it. And I like this actor. Also, the fact that this was a 2-hour premiere shows that this show is taking the risk and the chance to go for it. It felt more like a TV movie or like an epic event. I think that was needed. And like I said, I didn't have any negative things about it. So I had a lot of fun with this show. I'm more than looking forward to watching it now that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on break. So far, so good. So guys, let me know in the comments below if you too have seen these first 2 episodes of Agent Carter. Did you like it as much as I did? But before I go, we have to talk about the teaser. They finally showed the Ant-Man teaser, because I know a couple days ago they showed the teaser to the teaser. And I can't tell you how much that annoys me, pisses me off, because it's like, you only see a little bit of it, and I know that's the point, but it's like, what is the point, really, in doing that? But we get the teaser here, and I loved it. It's a teaser, so sure, it's not a lot, but I feel like it showed more than I was expecting. I loved seeing Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, because you get a lot of what his character's backstory is. At least it felt like it, seeing him stealing, going to jail, and you see the flashes of his daughter who is sick. So all of that is completely accurate to the comics, which of course it's Marvel. They know what they're doing. And then you have Michael Douglas almost doing the voiceover, talking to him, telling him how you have another chance, do good, and he wants him to be Ant-Man. And I loved seeing Michael Douglas, just him in a Marvel movie. That idea I'm still wrapping my head around. It's more than cool. And I like the fact that for the most part it seemed like a serious tone, or that they was taking this material seriously, because it's hard to take the Ant-Man character all that seriously. I love the fact that you had the little tiny moments of humor, like Paul Rudd's reaction to Michael Douglas saying, "I want you to be Ant-Man." He was like, huh, alright, like, okay. And then at the end he said, can we change the name? I mean, so it's more of what we love from Marvel, that they are going to take it seriously, the character stuff, the plot, and what this movie will be about. Clearly, that is serious, but there will be humor there, obviously, and they will sort of poke fun at themselves, or at least they're going to sit back and realize that the whole Ant-Man thing is a little silly. So I appreciate that. And then the suit, the Ant-Man suit, it looked great. It looked great. And you got some moments of him shrinking down and then him riding that ant. It's almost like his Batmobile of sorts, but it's an actual ant, a fly. That was awesome. That was awesome. They're really going for it with this character. So I cannot wait for this movie. I already was looking forward to it, but after this teaser, I'm sold. Marvel can do no wrong. Anyways, guys, also let me know if you saw this teaser. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!